Welcome back to game number 3, Immortals versus Leviathan. We just saw a absolute shit kicker of a game. Leviathan almost throwing it at the end with BSJ refusing to buy back on the jug, but that's water under the bridge at this point.
Phantom Lancer.
As Phantom Lancer and Undying come out. Phantom Lancer, a diffusal blade buyer, so kind of a counter to Medusa. He can have up to 14 illusions up at one time, so even with the split shot hitting 7, PL can still do significant right-click damage to Medusa. And Immortals have done a really good job of mixing late-game potential with early-game threats. Tusk and Undying, probably a very good roaming duo. But either Tusk or Undying have to be a farming position 3 in this lineup, which I'm not exactly sure which Immortals is going to choose to do. I would assume they give the farm to Tusk, because I think his Walrus Punch scales better into the late game, but we will have to see about that. See the Ags Medusa. Probably not on the pro scene. I think the first item is almost always going to be Mask of Madness, and then after that, Dragon Lance is super value item to pick up. And then beyond that, you either want to get really tanky, or you want a defensive item, and Aghanim Scepter is neither. So I don't think the Agstusa will be happening. But you are right that the Immortal squad does lack a lot of control. Other than the Tusk Shards and Rubik Lift, you're just relying purely on slows for Immortal squad coming out from the Undying. Whereas I think Leviathan do have a lot better lockdown with the Nyx Assassin and Slardar both having AoE stuns. Lift only affecting one person. Walrus Punch only affecting one person. So, for Immortals, I would expect some sort of position 1 carry with some sort of control or lockdown. Sven is still in the pool, so I think Sven would be the proper pickup here for Immortals. Gives them an extra stun. Gives them cleave for the PL illusions. And is just overall a premium carry at this point in the patch. Queen of Pain, think will fare decently against Medusa in mid lane. She is susceptible to Tusk rotations, as the snowball will chase her as she blinks backwards. But overall, I do like Leviathan's lineup. I think they drafted appropriately, and I am not a big Undying fan. I know all the pros like it, as it has really good early game potential, but tombstones can be focused down fairly easily. And if you get the second tombstone talent when you die, you're just feeding an additional 200 gold into most team fights. And into all pickoffs, really. So, Immortals possibly thinking they need right click. They need a position 1. Maybe you can put Medusa in the safe lane and pick something up. And okay. Life Stealer supplies that right click. It's position 1. You will have a Tusk Bomb coming in for the Life Stealer. And, but overall, again, I think PL counters Life Stealer late game as well. So I'm going to actually say that Leviathan won this draft. Whether they win the game itself is yet to be seen. Wonders of solo casting. Next time I'll try and mute the mic Probably should have done that initially. But we're just waiting to get brought into this game number 3, the deciding series of this match. We are in the loser's bracket of the Summon 8 qualifiers, NA qualifiers. The loser will go home and will not qualify for the LAN finals. All right. And I will shamelessly and unapologetically spam chat just one time, because maybe there's one person out there that wants a different casting perspective, wants a new voice on the Dota scene, and just maybe I can be that voice. There's one lonely soul out there crying, please give me another caster. Hi. Appreciate stopping by and saying hi. In all chat says hi. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Smoke coming out. Immortal squad looking to catch out. Leviathan sleeping. Enchantress will get caught out. Shards. Oh my god. What a perfect shards. Blocks off the entrance, and it will be first blood taken by QO on the Medusa. And yeah, Enchantress kind of got owned. A new voice 2018. Exactly. I like that. That'll be my slogan. A new voice 2018. I'll be running for Congress as well with that kind of I'm looking to make Twitch great again, is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to be building a wall around League of Legends and banning them from the website. A firewall around League of Legends. Yeah. I will be deporting all the cam girls that have plagued this website. And it does look like it will be a 2v2 situation here in mid. Febby trying to harass down Carter in the mid lane. And this is probably the most interesting lane to look at beyond this bottom lane. MP and Dubu laning against BSJ and Nusham. There's certainly kill potential, but BSJ will eventually have his doppelganger in order to retreat. So I don't think he is in any trouble of getting ganked. And in the top lane, it's Tusk facing off against Monkeys Forever on the Nyx Assassin. It should be a relatively even game, currently being led by Nyx Assassin at 7-1. Nyx does have the base regen at 6.6 versus the Tusk, who has a base regen of 3. So Nyx Assassin will win a harass war. But Tusk has come to play, has plenty of regen, 4 tangos, and 1 healing salve, should be good to go, I think. In the mid lane, QO already has Green Aquila, Magic Wand. 8 last hits to his name already. Enchantress microing that creep while auto-attacking a camp on the cliff. Garter has a salve being sent out to him on the courier. In the meantime, MP farming up here in the safe lane. BSJ getting harassed down by double damage here in Febby, who did make that rotation. No tombstone, so don't think Nusham is in that grave of danger. Good deny coming in from BSJ. Or excuse me, Dubu. PL making a rotation here up to the top lane. Doesn't appreciate being tri-lane, so we'll say see you later to that. Monkeys Forever saying, what's the deal, yo? That's my lane, you noob scrub. And he will immediately feed down mid. JK, I'm just having flashbacks to my 3K pub the other night. Monkeys Forever, trying to get the last hit. Will be successful in doing that. Monkeys Forever will probably end up feeding 2 MP in the bot lane. Don't know when, don't know how, but open wounds at level 2 at some point will spell disaster, I feel, for the Nyx Assassin. Carapace will not be very effective when Lifestealer is raged up. Has been a relatively passive game since that first blood prior to the 0 minute mark. Enchantress just sending creeps to harass the mid lane for Garter. Meanwhile, just farming up in the jungle herself, using Untouchable to not take too much damage from the creeps. Monkeys Forever. Looks like he may be going down. One more right click coming in from MP. Stun comes in. Very good for Monkeys Forever. And actually will be able to survive that aggression coming in from the Lifestealer. And in the meantime, it does look like Juggernaut fell down to BSJ in the bot lane. Crush was used by Slardar in order to secure that kill. Forev ends up getting that bounty rune. Slardar making a rotation here mid. QO in a little bit of trouble. Sprint will not be able to catch the Medusa. Just saying hey. Nyx Assassin ends up falling down in the bot lane. 2 MP. So still a relatively slow game. 3 kills already. Nusham running circles around Febby here. Does get a stun off. A QO. Follows it up with a nuke. And it does look like Garter is looking to get a little bit aggressive. But QO is actually pretty darn tanky. Sprint coming in. Follow up Crush. It does look like Medusa. Ooh, actually had a full magic wand and should be able to heal right through that. Garter. Already 1 kill. And Queen of Pain does wisely back out of that situation. Going for the double null build. Already has that lined up. And it does look like Enchantress will go boots first, as opposed to going Hand of Midas first in the previous game. Probably a better, less greedy build. But it certainly paid off in the previous 70-minute saga that we saw. Crush, or Slardar making a rotation, does hit the Crush on the level 5 Tusk. Should be fine, good to go. Level 3 Slardar won't be able to harass him out too bad, and he does have Dubu backing him up. Nusham sprinting, looking to get that level 6 rune, or minute 6 rune. Crush is available. Ooh, just outplayed though. It does look like Nusham is falling down to the right click, brought to you in part by Tusk and the Frozen Sigil. In the meantime, Febby getting her ass down by White Bear. Hadouken does hit on Forever, and it does look like White Bear will not be able to TP out as the lift was available for Dubu, and they do get a kill. 4 for 1 kill exchange for the Immortal squad here to start out this game. Less than 1k gold lead though, as it does look like BSJ is top of the last hit leaderboard. Monkeys Forever doing decently on his Nyx Assassin. Already has 30 last hits to his name. 6.5 minutes in. So definitely doing a good job in the solo lanes that he has been put in. In the meantime, QO farming up in the jungle. Working on phase boots. About 200 gold away from completing that. BSJ using his gold for power treads, magic wand, and will be getting a Ring of Aquila here in a little bit. Has 400 gold towards that item. Ping's coming out here in the mid lane. Dubu just saying hi to Garter, giving him a love tap, walking away. Garter does have infused raindrops in order to reduce that incoming damage. Febby throwing a nuke down on a Garber. Ooh, PL rotating in. Does look like Nyx Assassin was scouted out by the Sentry going in. Massive damage coming into the Medusa. Does use the magic stick, but it is not enough as she does end up falling. Crush does miss on Febby. Massive nuke coming in from Febby, but he will eventually fall down to the Leviathan rotation. well played, and it does look like stun has gone on to Dubu, and he will fall to the right clicks coming in from White Bear. But in the meantime, it does look like Nyx Assassin does fall to the Lifestealer rotation, who did TP in at the last minute in order to secure that kill. Overall, I do believe that team fight was favored for Team Leviathan. 2 falling for Leviathan, 3, including the Medusa, fall for the Immortals squad. So definitely worthwhile to gimp the Medusa while you still can. Want to avoid her turning into the late game scaling monster that you saw in the previous game. Febby looks like he's getting rotated on. Stun coming in from Nyx Assassin will be followed up with a crush, and he will drop down eventually, I do believe. Who's going to get the last hit? Oh, wow. He's healing through it in the 3-man rotation coming in from the Immortal squad will be able to save the Undying's life. Limps away with less than 100 HP. Very well played by Undying. And I say well played, but he just has an AoE nuke that he throws down. He didn't even throw down his tombstone. So I guess it's well played that he didn't use all his abilities. But he's Undying is kind of just an early game tank that you don't want to initiate on if at all possible. Leviathan learning that the hard way. Double null drop, trying to last hit. Or no, it was to use his bottle more efficiently. But he does miss the last hit because of it. So I'm not sure whether that was worth it. Monkeys Forever making another rotation. Here onto Forev on the Tusk. Tusk still working on his power treads. Oh, it's a rune bait. Tusk gives the Nyx Assassin an uppercut, mainly in frustration. There is a massive stack spotted out by the Enchantress creeps, so she does know that QO will eventually be taking those herself. What's on the courier? A couple wards coming out for Dubu on the courier. Looks like Nyx Assassin and BSJ still looking to get aggressive. Stun is on cooldown for the Nyx Assassin, and Dubu will be able to limp away from that engagement. Meanwhile, Tusk coming in. Ultimate on cooldown for the next 13 seconds. For Nyx Assassin will get walled off by the shards. Tusk being very good at that. Monkeys Forever does delay it as much as possible. Ends up getting a slow on Forev. And it looks like the Leviathan squad will be trying to turn this around onto Forev. Gets the snowball out and does manage to land it onto a creep. Shards attempts to block the camp. Does not do that successfully. Nyx Assassin does have open wounds on him. Uses his ult to try and escape, but the sentry ward is down for Dubu, and Nyx Assassin will fall to the rotation. Coming in from Nyx Assassin. Or excuse me, yeah. From Lifestealer. BSJ attempting to escape from the snowball will not be successful. Tombstone has been dropped. BSJ hiding in the woods, trying to teleport out. Lift is available for the Rubik, and it does look like BSJ will be falling to a 4-man rotation. Probably being a little bit too greedy, staying near the tier 1 tower, knowing that Lifestealer had already teleported into that lane. But in the meantime, Queen of Pain, not necessarily having the best of time against the Medusa, only has 48 last hits compared to the Medusa's 65. But she has been doing a very good job of rotating back into the jungle camps and farming as efficiently as possible. Basically, if you're a mid Medusa, what you want to do is nuke down the wave with your ability and then go farm one jungle camp, then rinse and repeat. And that is exactly what QO will be doing here. Nusham working towards that Blink Dagger, so he can start initiating for the Team Leviathan squad. Maybe start making a comeback, as it is a 10-to-5 kill deficit at the 12-minute mark. Top 2 net worth for the Leviathan squad in the Lifestealer and the Medusa. But with the Blink Dagger soon to come on the Slardar, Leviathan could easily change that around with a couple of ganks. Tusk, a different kind of initiator, doesn't necessarily need to have the Blink Dagger. He certainly wants one. He will eventually purchase it. But with the Snowball ability, can close a fairly large distance without the blink. Newsham just helping out his buddy BSJ farm up. Throwing down a Corrosive Haze on a creep. And will eventually roam back to the bot lane. Should be pretty cautious here for Ev. Very willing to stand near the river, so that should indicate to Slardar that he does have backup somewhere. And he actually does have 4 people behind him. Newsham sprinting away. Doesn't want any part of that shit. QO will end up taking this tower. Leviathan not willing to try and defend that into a 4-man rotation. They know they're behind. They can see the scoreboard. And they really want to... Wow, is that early? Okay, Hand of Midas going in on the Queen of Pain. So it looks like they are not looking to take a team fight anytime soon. With the Queen of Pain, generally speaking, you draft the Queen of Pain in order to make space in the mid game, and you really want her to start scaling really well with items like Veil of Discord or just some sort of right-click item, Blade Mail, in order to, because you need her pumping damage into these early game fights, and you, yeah. So, but Garter does know he is behind in net worth, 4,800 compared to say 6,300 of the Lie Stealer, and it sounds like they are just going to play for the late game here and cross their fingers, hope for the best, hoping to outplay the Medusa here in the late game. Not sure how effective of a strategy that will be. Live Stealer already has his armlet, 2,300 gold towards Radiance. Also, kind of a greedy build up for MP. But since his team is so far ahead and Leviathan are playing so passively, he certainly has the space in order to farm up that Radiance. TP rotations coming in. BSJ wanting to hunt down somebody. Will not be able to find anyone though. Circles being drawn on the map in the middle here. Looks like Febby may be wanting to go for Roshan with QO. Febby has smoked up. Forev. Just collecting bounty urns. Roaming around, doing Nick's things. Scouting out for Team Leviathan. Not really wanting to get pickoffs. Oh, so it looks like it is Midas Gaming coming in for Leviathan. It is a second Midas purchased up. And Enchantress will be 3 Midases picked up for Leviathan, as Enchantress will get Midas number 3. Folks in chat, what do you think about Midas Gaming? Do you think it's just a little bit too greedy? Or do you think it's just greedy enough? I want to know your opinion on the 3 Midas Gaming coming in. Nyx Assassin goes down to rotation coming in from Febby and Forev in the top lane. Not sure how they spotted him out. Don't think anybody has a gem just yet. But either way, looks like he does fall. QO farming Ancients on the dire side of the map, because why not? They're not stopping him. BSJ trying to make as much room as possible for the team. Split pushing in the bot lane, trying to force some TP rotations. Does have Newsham hanging back in the back. Queen of Pain, pretty low here in the mid lane. Looking for Orchid as the next item. Has 1,800 gold towards that next objective or item. And it looks like BSJ should have just kept pushing bottom, as he is definitely not going to try and defend that tier 2. Probably should have at least kept right-clicking that bottom tower until he forced one teleport. But then again, Immortals definitely have the tools in order to catch out a split-pushing Phantom Lancer in the Tusk. Good stun coming in onto 2, and Queen of Pain ultimate to follow. Tusk immediately falls down, as well as Slardar, and it does look like Monkeys Forever is next to fall, as he is focused by the Lifestealer. BSJ, still alive and kicking, will start putting in right-click damage onto QO, who instantly turns on his bullshit button and immediately walks back into base. BSJ looking for a little bit more, possibly going on to Febby here, and will eventually get that right-click. Febby with the self-heal, but BSJ not letting him go that easily. Will eventually be able to bring him down. Will they end up using the shrine together? Yes, they will. So, fight recap, it is a 3-for-2 win for Team Leviathan. 700 gold in to the Leviathan squad, and that is certainly surprising considering that they have 3 Midases already on the team. Queen of Pain has Midas, double damage rune, bottled up. 2 Oblivion staffs already. Nyx Assassin has a Midas, 800 gold, probably working on that BKB. Nusham just has a Blink Dagger, not cool enough to buy in Midas. But Enchantress, Midas Gaming. So, looking at that net worth graph, you do see it has been fluctuating wildly, but the trend is definitely towards Leviathan. And if Immortals are not winning multiple team fights, those 3 Midases will eventually lead to a gold advantage going towards the Leviathan squad. Tusk roll coming in just onto the creeps. Medusa working on Iascati. So, traditional pro Medusa build, as I was talking about during the draft, it is Mask of Madness into Dragonlance into something that makes you tanky, and at this point, it's going to be the Iascati. And you really don't see very much variation from that formula coming out from Medusas in the professional scene. They will end up giving her the Aegis, and it will be very difficult for Leviathan to bring her down 2 times. BSJ working on his defusal will be very important if the Immortal squad do decide to start knocking down their front door. Orchid has been picked up by the Queen of Pain, going straight into BKB afterward. Not sure how I feel about that. You already have 900 gold invested in Null Talismans. Why not finish it up, make a Veil? Veil would certainly help with the magic damage being pumped out by the Nyx Assassin as well. So overall, I just think the extra armor coming in from the Veil and the fact that you already have 900 gold sunk cost into it, I think it would be well worth it for Queen of Pain to finish that up. Queen of Pain not looking to push her luck and go high ground. Roll coming in onto Nusham is not able to sprint away. Radiance burning down. Tombstone has been used and does look like Undying will go down in exchange. Ultimate will be able to bring down the Rubik as QO tries to chase for more kills. BSJ will just try and run away and will not be able to get his doppelganger off before getting right clicked down by the Medusa and Lifestealer. Very unfortunate, as he did lose about 400 gold, has 100 in the bank. Really wanted that Diffusal Blade. Or excuse me, only lost 280 gold in that previous engagement. Nyx Assassin buys his 4 staff directly after Hand of Midas, not choosing to get a Blink Dagger. instead opting to go straight for the Aghanim Scepter. I guess he's not too worried about setting up stuns in this scenario, as the Immortal squad will be pushing into Team Leviathan for the near future. And so if they're going to be pushing into you, why not get an Aghanim Scepter and just camp uphill? Probably the thought process behind what Nyx is thinking. Nyx rotating down bot. We'll be able to see QO in lane. Febby not in the dire vision as of yet. Good stun coming in. We'll isolate the Undying here. And BSJ will probably end up following in. Crush will not be necessary, and Undying does feed an additional 200 gold with a level 4 tombstone. Will give PL enough money to buy that Diffusal Blade. In the meantime, QO pushing down mid lane. Lift coming in on Nyx Assassin. Doesn't have his ultimate available yet. Does have his Force Staff. Will try and get away, but is being chased down by the Scotty Monkeys Forever. Should be retreating. Don't know what he's thinking. Does end up getting a stun off onto the Medusa, who still has the Aegis of Immortal for another minute and 10 seconds. Don't think that the Leviathan squad really want to finish him off just yet. And it's certainly not worth sacrificing Monkeys Forever. QO actually aggressively moving forward just so she can use the Aegis. That was definitely QO's preference in order to go down there. It does look like Forev able to get the kill onto Slardar, who did land a Corrosive Haze onto the Medusa. Undying, still dead. 1-for-1 kill exchange. 355 extra gold going into the pockets of the Queen of Pain. Who does have Hanamitis Orchid working on Lincoln Sphere. I can dig Lincoln Sphere. There's plenty of single target spells coming out from the Immortal squad that Lincoln Sphere does very well against. Has attack speed and strength. Talents. Meanwhile, Enchantress, I guess, has purchased up a Medallion of Courage after getting the Hanamitis. Has a movement speed buff. BSJ has additional health and attack speed. Probably will get that +4 max juxtapose illusions, if I had to guess. Nyx Assassin has the gold per minute talent on top of the... okay. Gold per minute talent on top of the Hanamitis, and is actually going for the Blink Dagger that I was talking about earlier. Nyx Assassin was caught out in the top lane to a rotation coming in from MP and the Tusk. Leviathan pretty much trying to close out the map for the Immortal squad, trying to close out the map for Leviathan. Not even safe to farm in their own jungle. BSJ just sending out illusions to split push for him. He's too afraid to go out into the lane himself. Do not blame him. Actually going Heart next on BSJ. Not sure if I mean, definitely you want to get tankier if you're BSJ. Not sure whether Heart is the proper way to do it, just because you are going up against a Lifestealer. I think that Butterfly would give you the additional tankiness, as well as more movement speed, as well as more attack damage. And I just think that is the much more value item for the PL. But BSJ disagrees, and he is the 7K pub star, and I am the scrub casting with 3 viewers. So QO just TPs away in front of the Garter, not worried at all about what Carter or the Queen of Pain can do. Currently trying to build some right-click damage with the Maelstrom. Also, it'll help her sustain through team fights with 30% spell Lifesteal. Slardar working on his Force Staff. A little bit disappointed he didn't make it for Hand of Midas for Leviathan, but a boy can dream at some point. Forev has a Lifestealer Bomb in him. Coupled with the Gem of Truth Sight, should be able to catch out the Enchantress relatively easily. Snowball does come in. Looks like the Carapace doesn't stun the Tusk when he lands a Snowball. It's kind of interesting interaction there that I did not know. Snowball immune to such things. And it looks like Medusa will start sieging this mid tower. Looks like Carter does get caught out to a multiple man rotation coming in from the Immortal squad, just standing in front of the mid lane tower. And it does look like Medusa does not have very much mana anymore. Will use a ultimate to zone out and ultimately retreat. Leviathan on the hunt with the... Oh, looks like MP does a doubles back, does land a kill on the Nyx Assassin, and Tusk immediately goes back in and is punished. Buyback coming in from the Nyx Assassin. Does get the stun off onto the Nyx thanks to the Radiance Burn. And it does look like Nyx is going to just rage through and eat Leviathan alive. Second buyback coming in for Leviathan. Queen of Pain wanting more. PL, third buyback coming in. If they don't get, say, a QO kill after. Yeah. So, showing a fight recap. Massive gold swing going in favor of the Immortal squad. 4,000 net worth exchange due to 2 buybacks on the course. And actually really hurting Leviathan there. Not only that, they do lose the mid laner Axe, and they're up against a Medusa who is scaling quite well into the late game. Already level 22, 30 minutes into the game. Has Ice Scotty, Butterfly, Dragon Lance, Hurricane Pike, and looks like he will be purchasing up a Lincoln Sphere. Not a whole lot of single target spells for QO to worry about, but the Nyx Assassin, Mana Burn being the most obnoxious of them all. Nyx, after getting that Blink Dagger, will go back towards the Hanamidas, not Hanamidas, Aghanim Scepter. Aegis picked up on the Medusa. Cheese picked up by the Lifestealer. $8K net worth lead here for the Immortals. PL on the top lane, pushing it out with Manta Illusions. 1,600 gold towards that heart, which actually he is about 300 gold away from completing. Unfortunately, will not be able to finish that up before this push is at his door. With a Aegis on the Medusa, it will be very difficult in order to hold this laner Axe. Tombstone has been used, trying to zone out all of the Leviathan squad, and actually doing that quite effectively. Right clicks coming in from QO, actually able to reach beyond the Dire Barracks. MP focusing down the PL, who has been stunned up and will eventually fall. No buyback, as it was used in the previous fight, and it does look like Immortals will get at least one laner Axe. Not really much stopping them from just rotating around and getting the second and third lanes, and that's exactly what they're going to end up doing. Leviathan doing their best, do end up blowing up the Tusk, but Queen of Pain does pay for her insolence with her life, does look like Newsham will get caught out by MP. Lifestealer does end up getting that kill. Just kidding, that was the Rubik. Buyback is available, but good game has been called by the Leviathan squad, and that will be the concluding game of this 3-game series. Thank you so much for watching me. I do appreciate every single viewer, every single view. Please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please comment. I do take constructive criticism of my casts to heart. And thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your day.